Here's your Storm Track 7 forecast.
Good afternoon, Eastern Iowa. I'm Storm Track 7 meteorologist Danny Cassidy. After a break from the snow yesterday, we have another round, 2 rounds potentially of snowfall this afternoon and then Saturday evening, really Saturday morning through Saturday evening. So that's why we have a Storm Track 7 yellow alert day for not only this afternoon, but also tomorrow as well. Snow could be locally heavy at times and also could see some blowing snow, not only from snow that's already fallen, but snow that's already on the ground because winds are going to be gusting up to 35 miles per hour, which could cause some difficult travel across the region. Now, some comparisons from Wednesday to this upcoming system is it's going to be a little bit more of a dense snow with this upcoming system. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 20s, especially tomorrow. Temperatures could be around 32 degrees, so it's a little bit heavier. It's a little bit harder to shovel. Fluffy snow for Wednesday, so it was very light, it was very powdery. So that's going to be the key difference with this, especially for any snow that falls on Saturday. Wednesday was kind of a consistent on and off wave where it arrived late Tuesday night. And that kind of continued on and off throughout the day on Wednesday. For this upcoming system, we have 2 distinct waves. One this afternoon and this evening, wraps up by about 8. Then we'll see a little bit of a break, and then another round arrives Saturday morning. And then for Wednesday, we kind of knew that our southern and eastern areas would see the heaviest of the snowfall. This one, we know where the heavier snow is going to be for Friday, but for Saturday, there's some uncertainty of where the heaviest snow lines up, and we'll discuss that here when we get to Saturday. But first, let's talk about this afternoon system. So right now we're dry, but we are watching snow development off to the west of I-35. It's already causing a little bit of partially covered roads in southwestern Iowa. That'll continue to track east, and I think about 3 o'clock, especially where this darker blue is, that's where we're going to see some snow arrive on our western edge. That'll continue through about 6 o'clock, and notice how quick this is. It's going to be a quick-hitting system, but still could see some heavy bursts at times, maybe up to an inch an hour of snowfall rates. That'll continue by 6, and then by 8, it's out of here. We might see some very light lingering snowfall, but the main round is already over by 8, especially for our northern areas where it's going to be the heaviest. And as I mentioned, late tonight into early tomorrow morning, it's not going to be, very consistent snowfall. So for now, this is what it looks like, at least for this afternoon, this evening. Up to 3 inches of snowfall in the light blue, especially the farther north you go. So areas like Decorah, New Hampton, Al-McKee County, that could see maybe closer to the 3-inch mark. The farther south you go, maybe towards 1 to 2, and then south of Highway 30 there, maybe up to an inch of snowfall for this afternoon, this evening. Again, as I mentioned, the winds are going to be pretty strong throughout this entire thing. So yes, this one's a little bit more dense, but heavy snow can still be blown around. We'll see gusts up to 35 miles per hour through this evening. Sustained winds about 10 to 15, maybe up to 25 miles per hour. Then later tonight, it does die down. So tomorrow morning, it'll be okay. Then they pick up out of the northeast tomorrow afternoon. We'll see gusts up to 30 sustained winds at about a 10 to 20. So as I mentioned, yes, the snow is going to be more dense, but blowing snow could still be an issue for the snow we already had. So for today, high temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. We'll have that moderate to heavy snowfall in the afternoon, evening. Strong winds out of the southeast with gusts up to 35. Then for tonight, really after 8 o'clock, maybe just some light snowfall. Otherwise, lows stay pretty moderate in the low to mid 20s. With the southeast wind around 5 to 15. Now let's jump back into midnight tonight, into Saturday morning. This is where we're going to see the second wave, and where the heaviest band lines up is still kind of in question for eastern Iowa. So we'll go through here, and by about 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, it looks like, at least initially on our northern and western edge, that's where we're going to see the heaviest. As we continue through the morning hours here, you notice it starts to shift southeast. Where that heavy band lines up is going to be a big question. If it lines up for more of our northern areas, we could see maybe some spots upwards of 7, 8 inches of snowfall. But if it starts to become more central and southern located, then our central areas could have as much snow as our northern areas. And really, it's only going to be about a county wide. We're going to be able to see it with these snowfall totals. At any rate, though, I think snow is pretty likely no matter where you are in eastern Iowa. That'll continue through about noon. And then after the noon hour, it'll continue to shift southeast. So chances kind of flicker on and off for our northern areas, a little bit more heavy for our southern and eastern areas. By 6, really starts to taper off here. And then I think by 10 o'clock, it's out of here minus a few flurries or very light snowfall. But the main accumulation is done by 10 p.m. So right now, again, with the uncertainty of that heavy snow band, this is the total, including Friday's snowfall. I think about 4 to 7 inches, really area wide. Depending on where the heavy snow band is, our northern areas could see maybe a little bit higher than that 7, but I think generally speaking, anywhere you live in eastern Iowa could see that 4 to 7 inch mark. So again, for this afternoon's, the farther north you live, heavier it's expected to be. For Saturday, a little bit of uncertainty there, but I think everywhere kind of has an equal shot at that heavier snowfall. Overall tomorrow, as I mentioned, temperatures are a little bit warmer, so the snow is denser. Still could see some blowing snow though, upper 20s and low 30s, and I do think it's going to remain a snowfall. Any freezing rain would stay off to our south and to our east. Then the next thing is the cold that comes in after that snowfall leaves. So for the next kind of 24 hours, it's not horrible. Yes, the winds are strong, but temperatures are in the 20s. And actually tonight, believe it or not, it's going to be warmer than this afternoon because winds are light. Saturday during the day, again, not too bad. Winds are strong, but 15 to 25. But Saturday night, especially on our northwestern edge where that cold air moves in, that's where we're going to see really cold air start to usher in. And you're going to notice here with the upper parts of the atmosphere. So for the next couple of days, we're just the dark blue. But notice you see this kind of big blob of white. That's as cold as it really gets. That rushes down for us. And we are cold not only Saturday night, but especially Sunday night, really all of this work week. We're in the pinks, the purples. You can see a little bit more of cold here Thursday into the day on Friday. But notice Friday, we're starting to see more of those dark blues usher in. So we'll see a little bit of warmer air. And then by Sunday, we're more in the lighter blues and maybe some greens moving. By next week, or I should say the following week, will be a little bit more seasonal and possibly above normal for temperatures. But with that being said, it's going to be very cold once the snow moves out. Your city-by-city forecast for Waterloo, Dubuque, Cedar Rapids, and Iowa City. So Sunday during the day, our high temperatures are going to be hit during the morning. Temperatures fall throughout the daytime, and wind chills during the day Sunday are below zero pretty much all day. By Sunday night, low temperatures from Sunday night until at least Thursday night, I think we are double digits below zero. And any little bit of wind, we could see wind chills as low as 30 below at this point. So really make sure your heat's working and you have the proper resources. You have to be outside because it is going to be extremely cold. Winds aren't too bad, but that's why it is so cold, because the winds are light. That allows the temperatures to drop, and as I mentioned, any little bit of wind is going to make it really cold. We could have a little bit of light snow Monday, and I want to emphasize it will be light if we do see anything on Monday for President's Day. Otherwise, again, high temperatures, barely getting out of the single digits. Continues to be very cold through Thursday night, and then Friday, still a little chilly, same with Friday night, but then the following weekend, looking a little bit more seasonal, and high temperatures finally get back into the 30s.